Hey, just for the ones that's curious, Beats by Dre. I got on the internet, got on YouTube because I have this Beats by Dre box, beatbox as they call it, and the volume quit working. You can turn it down, but it wouldn't go back up. So I got on the internet and tried to figure out, could I fix it? Or was there anybody out there that knew how to fix it? And of course, I searched and I searched and I searched, and I couldn't find anyone that had worked on one of these things or tore it apart and tried to fix it. So I said, well, okay, guess I'll get my tools out and I'll fix it myself. If I had to be the first one to go into one of these things, then I'll be the first. And I can admit, it kind of had me startled at first because they got these little rubber grommets that goes inside of there. And when you put them in there, they hide the screws that's behind there. But of course, you got to be smart in what you're working with. So I popped those six rubber grommets out, and behind there are these like hex head screws. But if you look down in there, they look round. I don't know if you can see that, but they look round. But of course, I got my drill out and got me a hex head, if you can see that, and stuck it down in there and put it in reverse. Make sure you got it in reverse, because you don't want to, if you got it going the wrong way, you're going to round them off and then you're never going to get them out. So make sure you got it going in reverse. And then I took them out. I took them apart. But first, you got this grill. And it's easy. You can just get your screwdriver. Also, you're going to need like this little small screwdriver here. It's a flathead. The screws are round head, but I only had this little flathead and it still worked real good. But you pop that grill off the front of it, and then you take those 6 grommets out of it, the rubber grommets, and then behind there are those 6 screws. And then after you take those 6 screws out, then you can get on the side here with your screwdriver, and you're going to have to pry right there. Each side, pop it out, hold it, go to the other side, pop it out, hold it, and pull that whole face. This thing locks in there on each side. You pull that complete face off of there, and when you open it up, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see the inside of your box, but before you can dismantle it, you got your speakers. And with your speakers, you have plugs. You know that your speakers are plugged up so they can work. This one goes to the woofer. You can see it goes down, and it's got a plug on the back. You just push in that little plug and pull it back. And now the plug goes, if you can see it, goes right there. It's only 2 prongs. One plug, it's got the 2 prongs. You can see they match up. See those 2 prongs? I don't know if you can see that real good, but it's 2 prongs on there. And you just pull it, pop it off. And the next set of speakers, plug, is right next to it. And it's got 4 prongs. And that is this one. And you can look and see the 4 prongs. And this one don't have a clip on it, but you just gently grab it and pull it off and unplug it. Then once you do that, this whole face will come off. This is your speakers. This is all your speakers there that's in the front there that you can see. Those are your speakers, and you just unplug those 2 plugs. Okay, back to the problem at hand. Now they got this little circuit board. The circuit board had 6 screws in it, and I done kind of got my stuff all discombobulated there. But these little screws here, that's what I use this little screwdriver for, to take out these little screws. 6 of them there. And 2 of them going to have some like plastic glue on them, so you're going to have to like fight with them a little bit. But just if you can, and I'm glad I had this flathead because I was able to get under that glue and pop it off those 2 screws, and those 2 screws are under that plug there, and that's the ones that got the glue on them. And if you just pop that glue off, then they'll come right out. Then you take the circuit board off, and lo and behold, behind the circuit board is your plugs. That's your plugs right there. That's your power. That's your volume down, which is your minus, and this is your volume up, which is your plus. I'm going to get my plug down here and plug it up, just to give you a little illustration of how this works. So be patient with me. Plug this thing up. Okay, and show you that that's the power button. It's a little button right in the middle, and you just push it, just like if you were doing on the outside. And voila, it lights up. That lets you know it's on because the lights turn white. And this is the same as that. You got your power button. Turn my light back on. You got your power. You got your minus. You got your plus. Your power, your minus, and your plus. It's all that one setup. So I start pushing this plus because, like I say, the volume was turned all the way down and you couldn't hear anything. It was working, but you couldn't hear anything because the plus out here stopped working. This and here. So what I'm going to do is put it back together, and hopefully the volume will start working. But if it doesn't not work, then I'm going to just put some tape or take this out, the minus, where you can't cut it down, because whatever you got it hooked up to, you're going to have a power source, your phone or whatever, your iPad, your computer, whatever you got it hooked up to, that'll be your main volume for this. This is going to always be wide open, so you can adjust the volume with your phone or whatever device you're going to hook this up to. So that makes it easy, but hopefully it was just a little glitch in there and that volume will work up and down. But if not, you know, I'm just going to leave it wide open, and then you can just use your device, your phone or whatever, to turn it down. But the circuit board just goes back in there. First of all, you want to put your buttons back in. And like I say, this is your power. So you want to make sure you put them back the way they came out. And you just stick them back in that hole there, where they come out. Stick them back in there, and you put your circuit board back. And once you put your circuit board back, then you can see that that's how it looks. That's how it looks from the outside, and that's how it looks from the inside. And I'm just holding that circuit board up there because I hadn't put the screws in. But my plus is not working, only the minus. So I was able to turn it down, but I couldn't turn it up. So I ended up turning it all the way down. And then like, wow, I don't have any music now because it's on mute. It's all the way down. But lo and behold, when I get done, so stay tuned for the second video, or when I get done, and you'll be able to hear it play. To be continued.